to give us an overview of the importance of financial wellness in the workplace, and I'm sure you have seen this presentation emailed to you also. Let's hear from the head of the Group Life and Employee Marketing, Ms. Ging De Venecia.
I'd like to start off by saying that, as you all know, Solar 2013 shows the various personal and financial worries that haunts the Filipino public in general. No? Having said this, as the economy of the Philippines continue to grow, more people are experiencing improved standard of living as well as increased spending power. As such, it is very important for people to understand how to manage their income and grow it for their family's benefit and for themselves. Unfortunately, not everyone knows how to start and whom to trust when it comes to managing their finances. And it is for this reason why Sunlife has really been bringing the financial literacy advocacy to companies and institutions. So I guess the question really is, why is a financial planning program important in a workplace? Now, generally, HR programs are designed to address all the elements, the majority, if not all the elements of a wellness dimension. However, it's the HR practitioners who would be the first to admit that oftentimes they miss out on programs that promote financial wellness. No? So this is where we can capitalize on, no? Because through a business-to-business HR program synergy, we can actually be their partners that would act as their support system in implementing a successful financial wellness program. No? Now, another question probably that most of the companies would ask, and some of these were shared, no? The reasons why FP is important, some of the reasons were shared by Mr. Chabi is, why FP? What's in it for them? No? Now, the financial planning program is actually a tool that offers non-monetary benefits to both employers and employees. No? In the case of employees, the FP program enables him to gain more insights on the importance of financial preparedness and empower him to make decisions that can eventually lead to a financially independent life. No? This can be made possible through the free financial consultation that you would do, no? Where in the process, you would actually be providing sound and objective financial advice based on their needs. Now, on the part of the employer, FPs can enhance a company's image as a caring institution, looking after the welfare of their employees, not only for the present, but even for their future. Ultimately, building a financially fit workforce that will enable the company to optimize its productivity. Some points of this were actually shared by Mr. Chabi himself. No? So that's really coming from a client's perspective. No? So we can take advantage of that. And in this forum, we have actually invited some FP champions who are prepared to share their thoughts and experiences as they pursue financial planning initiatives with their institutional clients. So good afternoon once again. And for now, we'd like to we'd like to ask our panelists really to share why they have been tapping institutional clients and why FP in particular. No? So at the end of this segment, we really hope that you will be able to get a lot of ideas and that would encourage you to explore financial planning and what it has to offer. So, to start off, why have you been approaching companies specifically? Why have you been tapping them? And why financial planning in particular?
From the beginning, I saw that as a rookie, it's one thing to work hard, no? That's a given. But it's better to work smart. I was thinking, how do I optimize my time in Manila's traffic situation, the limited time given to me? And Sunlife says, see 10 people a week, no? So from the get-go, what I did was to approach small and medium enterprises, positioning the RA 7642 retirement law, which was just launched. And to my surprise, everyone I approached to said yes. So on my first year, my first August champions, I topped a nationwide contest, Asia Pacific in number of lives, on my first year in 1 month. Now, why FP in particular? I see FP from the macro level. It's the fastest way to promote our advocacy, financial freedom for Filipinos. On a personal level, I see FP as wholesale activities where people I don't even know, they get my number and they contact me and ask me for a consultation. Because I guess it's the sweet harvest of a serbisyo publico approach.
Okay, Didi, that's... so it's basically wholesale selling.
Yes,
Plus
Miss
the
Ging.
servicio publico
Yes.
idea that you have. No? So
Yes.
let's hear it from Demi. Why did you really pursue institutional accounts?
Actually, it's a very different story from hers. During my first years in Sunlife, it was very difficult for me and for my husband. He was an agent, I was associate agent. It came to a point na principal's office na kami. So I guess everybody knows that. We were about to be kicked out of Sunlife. And during the time, we were in Mulawin, Boss Cora de Mesa gave us a list of 100 people to call. Unfortunately, dun sa 100 na yon, no one answered yes. So, quite frustrating, right? The good news is, I was able to, it paved way for me to have the courage and the confidence to make cold calls. That's when I started the Yellow Pages. I called companies from the Yellow Pages. And why financial planning? Financial planning is a way of reaching more people in a shorter time. Gaya nga sabi ni Ate Didi, work smarter. When you go to a company and, for example, 20 or 30 people in a room, it's easier for you to be able to discuss and educate them regarding investments and insurance and go to them individually doing F&As versus going to each and every one of those 30 people, educating them, having about insurance and investments and F&As. So it shortens the time, and you're able to go to the people who are interested more, go to them first, and then to the others later.
Okay, thank you, Demi. Janet, what about your story? Why corporate accounts?
Yeah, to me, it's my way of instilling corporate social responsibility to the owners of these small, medium enterprises, which I'm tapping. I'm not so much with the big companies like what Didi and Demi are having. Because if I am able to convince and alert the minds of these owners that orienting the importance of financial planning to their employees is a way of helping them, then I know that I will be able to reach out people from different walks of life. And then why FP? Because I believe that through financial planning, the ripple effect, because of the approach, it's holistic. You can touch a lot of people in just one venue, a lot of people that you can talk to. And I'm able to tell them, to share to them that it's not impossible that with what they have little, it can be much as long as they have discipline. And also, I always tell, especially with a group of young, especially like now, di ba, mga nasa IT, call centers, like that, and even employees, I always tell them that you're so blessed that at this young age, you're already given the opportunity to be able to be oriented or educated with about financial literacy. Because saving at an early age is something that I never did before. Except for one makulit na agent that I was able to get a Sunlife policy that really helped me during the time that I needed it most. I was also, just like some, I was also into a financial crisis. So the only asset that I have is my policy. So because of that, it's just a 200,000 policy because I was still single then. So because of that, I surrendered the policy. I was able to get a certain value that extended that was able to sustain me for 2 months while I'm still looking for other opportunities. And that also paved me the way to be a financial advisor of Sunlife.
FP as a tool for approach is an idea whose time has come, no? And what I do to engage the corporate CEO, someone like Chabi, is first of all, the beingness of the advisor. You see, it's not the song, it's the singer. If you yourself show that you have so much conviction. Now, how do I do that? Today has never been easier to become a Sunlife advisor because of all our excellent marketing collaterals. All we have to do is be in front of the client, show the sun shorts the debt, which I start with. I even serve popcorn. So people coming from the office, ay, saya, movie, ay, may popcorn. Ganon, it's an experience. And then, the game changer is definitely salary deduction. Because if you have to take out 500 pesos, as Chabi said, no, salary deduction, that has been the game changer. And you make it like you're educating them.
In my case, normally what we do is initial discussion. We meet with the owners or the HR manager officers, and then we discuss the program. In that way, we'll be able to understand how the program works, and they'll be able to deliver the message to their employees. Now, just like Ate Didi said, we have very good decks that we could actually use. Although, admittedly, mine is chop suey. Kasi we have decks from years ago. I've been with Sunlife for almost 14 years, so you could just imagine all the files that I have. What I do is I combine them with the Brighter Life decks, and then I make it tailor-fit to the company. One thing we should do is also know the profile of the organization we're working with. How many people that they have, what business are they into, the ratio of ladies to gentlemen, age range, probably the salary range. So to be able to tailor fit our presentation to the organization. And practice actually helps. Have someone who can give you good criticism and present in front of them. In my case, it's my husband and my daughter. So kabisado ng anak ko kung paano ako mag-present. They criticize me when I present. So that when I go to the client, I have the confidence to go in front of them and know what I'm talking about. We have very good decks, but if you don't practice and if you don't put it into heart, your presentation will go down the drain. Also, we, just like Mr. Chabi said, it's actually good for employees to know that the company is taking care of them. Just imagine an employee na may utang, they have bad debts, and they have a loved one in the hospital. Could he focus 100% on his task? Of course not, right? At the back of his mind, saan kaya ako po pambayad nito? Saan kaya ako mangungutang? But having that confidence that the company is taking care of you, that you can face the future and anything that could happen to you or your family, gives them peace of mind that they can actually work very hard.
For example, a group of employees agreed to deduct, say, 1,000 a month from their salary. Then, where will they put the money? What product will they buy from, say, Sunlife? Is it Maxi Prime, FlexiLink, Mutual Fund, or whatever? Were your experiences? And if we are asked a question where they should put the money, what shall be our recommendation? Thank you.
We cannot give you a product in particular. We always do F&As. Before you go to a client, I think it's proper not to give them a proposal right away. You talk to them, what do they need? What do they want? And focus on that before we go to the product. Doing that, we're able to help them more. And actually, if you do F&As, it's easier for you to go back to them later on for upgrades.